Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. The SNP have just suffered their 8th by-election defeat on the trot. Not good. Not good for Swinney particularly. He's seen as the one that's causing this slump. What's even more worrying for the Nats is the vote share. It's halved. The SNP constantly push this dialogue that they are successful, that they are popular, that they're going to assume the mantle of power. But when their vote share has been consistently falling, election after election after election, and now they can't buy a win for love nor money, you have to wonder how seriously bad it is for the party. Will they get rid of Swinney? Will the party now be looking at Swinney and thinking, he's a liability, he's a dinosaur, we need someone newer, more dynamic, more energy, someone who can click with the electorate. Someone like, for example, the Saturday Girl and her child of dubious origin. Have to wonder, don't we? We have to wonder. Air North, in fact it was, had a by-election and they lost. They suffered a terrible defeat. It was an independent, and that's telling, that won that election. A guy called William Hogg, Big Wally. He got the win, but he was standing on local issues, and that's fine. But the SNP fell. Their share fell by 22.5%. It's absolutely appalling. Since the heyday, since Swinney came to power, across the board, their support is half of what it used to be. Now, one of the problems they are facing is that before the election, when they register for the election, they have to say how many members they have. It's a legal requirement. And they won't want to do that, because I suspect that their membership is probably hovering around the 50,000 mark. And that's not very much when you consider it was 135,000 a few years ago. They've lost nearly 2/3 of their members. That's a lot of money gone. And of course they've lost all that Westminster money. And the bills keep piling up, and they're massively in debt. There's no guarantee, of course, the SNP will even get to the election. They could be wound up before that. There was a 10% swing to Scottish Labour from the SNP. They finished third. Labour finished third. Reform was fourth, but on 17.3% of the electorate. In a strong SNP area. That's remarkable, isn't it? That's a remarkable result. Both for Labour, really. Even though Labour didn't win, it's a remarkable result for Labour given their trials and tribulations, and a remarkable vote for Reform, who don't really have a presence yet. Unfortunately, the Tories had another concerning fall in support. They only managed 14%. Their vote share fell by 14%. They ended on just 5.8% of the vote. Narrowly, very narrowly saving the deposit. Scottish Lib Dems lost their deposit. I wonder if this is a new paradigm in Scottish politics now, that the SNP are no longer the dominant force. It'd be marvellous to see, but it would also mean yet another change at the top. Mary McCullen, your time has come, I think. Thanks very much. Bye.